Good morning, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, and thank you for your punctuality this morning. I'm aware that you were all ready to come into the courtroom at 8:50 this morning, and we've held you up for a period of time. Sometimes the court needs to address issues of law outside the presence of the jury. That's not to keep important information away from you, but to make sure that the evidence is presented in a fair manner, in a manner that gives you a fair opportunity to evaluate the weight or the worth of that testimony. And this morning there were some issues of law that just needed to be addressed before you came into court. The series of questions for all of you, if you answer any of my questions is yes, please raise your hand. Otherwise, there's no need to respond verbally to any of my questions. Any of the jurors have any difficulty following the instructions of the court not to discuss the case among yourselves with anybody else? Any of the jurors have any difficulty following the instructions of the court not to do any independent investigation concerning this case and avoid information from any source other than when in the courtroom? Is there any serious and substantial issue involving your jury duty that you need to alert the court to at this time? None of the jurors have answered affirmatively. Ms. Regan, please. Ms. Zoker, please.
Eduardo Barbieri, please.
Come up, sir.
Please stand a moment.
Sir, would you raise your right hand, please? Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in the cause now in hearing shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
You may be seated.
This way, sir. If you feel comfortable here, this space is on for one moment. You may be seated.
Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Sir, there's been a motion to sequester witnesses in the case, so until all the evidence is over, you can only be in the courtroom when you're testifying. You can't talk about your testimony with the other witnesses or let them talk about theirs with you. Thank you. Ms. Oakley, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, sir. Could you please state your name and spell your name first and last for the court?
Good morning. My name is Eduardo Barbieri. Last name B as in boy, A-R-B-I-E-R-I. First name is Eduardo, E-D-U-A-R-D-O.
Thank you, sir. Sir, where do you live?
I live in Pompano Beach, Florida.
Are you employed?
No, I'm retired now.
Thank you. Are you related to Philip Chism?
Yes.
How are you related to him?
He is my beloved grandson.
Now, who is Philip's grandmother?
Philip's grandmother is, she passed away, right?
Well, your wife, your ex-wife, Mr. Barbieri.
Okay, I'm sorry. It's Joyce Leck.
Is Leck her maiden name, Mr. Barbieri?
Yes.
Was her name Barbieri when you were married to her?
Yes, she took my name as well.
Have you since divorced?
Yes, we've been divorced.
And what year were you divorced?
2003.
Now, is Joyce Leck Barbieri's date of birth May 24th, 1954?
Yes.
Where did you meet her?
Well, I met her in Beverly. There was a nightclub there named Sandy's. I don't know if they still have that any longer, but that was when I first met her.
Whenabouts was that you met her?
Oh, let me see. It's a long time ago, back in 1970.
Did you and Joyce have children?
Yes.
How many children did you two have?
3 children.
Now, can you tell us their names?
Yes. It's first one, she is still in Brazil. Her name is Stephanie. The second one is Michelle. And the third one is my beauty, Diana.
Now, is Diana Phillips' mother?
Yes, she is.
And is Michelle's date of birth May 1st, 1974?
That's correct.
Now, Mr. Barbieri, during your marriage to Joyce, did she at some point become ill?
Yes, she did.
What kind of illness did she develop?
Well, first she had a nervous breakdown. I was in Salem, Massachusetts. I was living at the time here. And she had to go to the Salem Hospital. Do you want me to tell me what happened? Okay, I'm sorry.
What year was this, that this happened, the first breakdown, if you recall?
Let me see. 1975 or 74.
Okay. When she was in the hospital that first time, do you know what sort of treatment she received?
Yes, I do remember.
Can you tell us what sort of treatment she
Yes,
received?
I do remember quite well. Even the name of the psychiatrist was Dr. Zargai. He was from Yugoslavia. She had shock treatment, not only once, but many times.
Was she in the hospital for a long time?
Yes.
So, was this before Diana was born?
Oh, yeah, because Diane was born in Brazil. She has dual nationality.
Okay. So, before that first hospitalization for Joyce, when she became ill, you were living with her at the time?
Oh, yeah.
Is that
at
right?
8 Scary Street in Salem.
So, was it sudden or gradual, her becoming ill?
Well, her behavior started to get very funny because I used to work in a place called Augustini's. There was an Italian restaurant on Route 1. I don't know if they still have those any longer here. And I used to work from 3 to 11 at the restaurant. And when I came home that specific night, and then right after I took my shower, the kids wasn't fed at all, and they had, I'm sorry I have to say the word here.
You don't have to say
okay,
it. You don't
thank
have to say it, Mr. Barbieri.
So, and then all of a sudden, I went to there was on top of the table, I love orange, so I got the orange, and when I cut the orange in half, and then she told me, why are you going to eat orange? Orange is no good. And then she just ran outside the house.
So is it fair to say that her illness came on suddenly as far as you knew?
Yes.
Now, after her hospitalization in Salem, did you and Joyce and the two children move back to Brazil?
Yes, we did went to Brazil.
What did you do for work while you were in Brazil?
I was a school teacher there.
What did you teach?
English.
At what kind of school?
Oh, it's high school kids. And in Brazil, we have what we call cursinho for vestibular. It's a preparatory school. Just before you go to college, you have to pass in order for you to get in college.
And did Joyce have further troubles when you were in Brazil?
Yes, many times.
Was she in the hospital?
Yes. She had to stay in a hospital in interior of São Paulo state. I was living at the time in São Paulo. It's American Biral Institute. That was for mental illness.
So these were psychiatric problems?
Yes, she did have.
At some point, did you return to the United States?
Yes.
And who came with you?
My ex-wife, Joyce, and my beauty, Diana.
Now, why did Michelle and Stephanie not come with you?
Okay. My mom at the time, she was 67 years old, and she had many grandsons. And then I went in a separate room, and then I prayed to God, what should I do? Because Joyce, she didn't want to stay in Brazil. She just say, I want to go back to the state, and I want to stay here any longer, blah, blah, blah. Okay, and then my mom took care of the two, Stephanie and Michelle, and
let me, excuse me a minute, Mr. Barbieri. Let me ask you the question in a little different way. So,
Okay.
was it your feeling at the time that Joyce could take good care
No,
of
she-
all three children?
I'm sorry to interrupt, but even if you know what Ms. Oker's going to say, wait until she has her whole question finished before you answer it.
Thank you much, sir.
Was it your feeling at the time that Joyce could take care of the children?
No, she couldn't.
So was it for that reason that you left the two older girls with your mother?
Yes.
Now, in your life with Joyce after returning to the United States, did she continue to have psychiatric hospitalizations?
Yes, she did.
Now, Michelle, is she your middle daughter then?
Yes, she is.
Did she also develop mental illness at some point?
Yes, she did.
What did you see yourself as far as Michelle suffering from psychiatric problems?
Well, I would say the same thing as my ex-wife. The same type of problem. She couldn't handle anything.
Were you aware of Michelle having psychiatric hospitalizations?
Yes.
And was there a period of time when Michelle lived near you in Florida?
Yeah, she lived with me. Because,
And can you describe whether she was having psychiatric problems during that time?
yeah, she did. I had my other grandson named Christian, and she couldn't take care of the baby. I was doing that, and my wife, my Brazilian wife, was doing that.
Now, roughly how long have you lived in Florida now?
Oh, let me see, 2001, 14 years.
Was there a time when Diana and her children lived near you in Florida?
Yes, she did.
Can you say roughly when that was?
2009, I would say so, 2009.
So would Philip have been about 9 years old at the
Yes.
time? Does that sound right
9
to
to
you?
10 years old, right.
So what did you, during that time that you lived close to Diana and the children, what did you observe as to what sort of child Philip was?
Well, the only thing that I could say right now, he was very quiet kid, very, very quiet, and a beautiful soul, and
Did he behave well?
yes, he did.
Was he respectful to people around him?
Yes, what I've seen at the time, he was very respectful.
Now, Mr. Barbieri, did you play soccer?
Pardon me, can you repeat?
Did you play soccer in
Yes,
your life? Did
yes.
you play soccer?
I used to play professional in Brazil at the time, and then we moved to the States. Should I go, Kim? Okay. We moved to the States. There was 25 players that came at the time from Belo Horizonte, São Paulo, and Rio de Janeiro to play soccer over here as a
And,
professional.
When you spent time with Philip, did Philip play soccer?
Yes, as a matter of fact, if I could say, my other grandson, I was hoping if because I only had girls in the family, I was hoping if one day I would have a boy that plays soccer, they would enjoy playing soccer. And I could tell at the time he was going to be the best because I taught him some tricks in soccer, the way to do it, and he caught that very easily.
So did you share a love of soccer with
Oh,
Philip?
yes, I did.
I have no further questions of the witness. Thank you, Mr. Barbieri.
Thank you.
I do have a motion to introduce some records, Your Honor.
Okay. Have you reviewed them, Ms. McDougall?
I have, Your Honor. I would ask to be heard.
Okay. All right, I'll see counsel at the sidebar. All right, may be admitted to Bene. Sure.
Yes. Exhibit 139.
Good morning, Mr. Barbieri. Mr. Barbieri, with respect to the illness of your former wife, did she ever assault anyone?
No, she didn't.
Was she at times suicidal? Was she at risk to harm herself?
No.
Okay.
I'm sorry. To harm herself?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. But she never harmed anyone else except in that she was not capable of caring for your daughters. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And with respect to your daughter, Michelle, has she ever been assaultive towards anyone?
No.
Again, has she suffered at times from suicidal thoughts?
No.
Have you ever been concerned that Michelle would harm herself?
No.
Okay. Your grandson, Philip, when was the last time that you saw him?
Philip, 2007.
Well, I think you said, I'm not trying to confuse you at all, but I think you said he lived in Florida in 2009, 2010?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay. So after he and his family left Florida to go back to Tennessee, did you see him again in person?
No, I didn't.
Okay. But when and about how long did Diana and her children live in Florida near to you?
I'm going to guess about 2 years.
Okay.
Is that a guess or an estimate, sir?
Pardon me?
Is that a guess or an estimate?
An estimate.
During the time that they lived in Florida, how often would you see Philip?
Most every single day.
Okay. And you've already described he was a quiet kid, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
But otherwise, a good boy, correct?
Beautiful.
Okay. And you and he shared a love of soccer?
Yes.
He was very good at soccer.
Very good at soccer.
And even after he moved back to Tennessee and then to Danvers, would you speak to him by phone?
Yes, we did.
And would you speak to him about soccer?
Yes.
Would he let you know how he was doing on his teams and...
Oh, he was doing very well, I would say so, because he even told me that he scored a goal.
And would he call you to say, hey, I scored a goal?
Pardon me?
Would he call you to let you know he'd done well in a game?
Yes.
And did that continue when Diana and her family moved to Danvers, to Massachusetts?
Yes.
So during the time that they lived in Danvers in September and October of 2013, you spoke to your grandson by phone?
No.
Okay. You didn't speak to him?
No.
Okay. Do you remember the last time you spoke to him before the murder?
You mean before 2013?
Before October 22nd of 2013, how long had it been that you spoke to your grandson?
Oh, it's been quite a while.
Okay. Months, weeks?
Yes.
Okay. The last time you spoke to him, was he living in Tennessee?
No. Danvers.
Okay. I think I confused you. You know that your daughter Diana and her children moved back to Massachusetts in around August of 2013.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct?
Yes.
And they were going to live with her maternal family.
Yes.
Okay. And after they had relocated back to Massachusetts, were there times that you spoke to Philip by phone?
I guess just once.
Okay. And during that conversation, was he the same grandson Philip that you had always known?
Yes.
I have nothing further for Mr. Barbieri.
Ms. Oak or anything?
Nothing.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you much, Your Honor.
Next witness, please.
Claudia Rodriguez.
Stand a moment, face the clerk, raise your right hand.
Mr. President, raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in the cause now in hearing shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth so help you God? You do. You may be seated.
Morning. Been a motion to sequester witnesses. In the case, all that means is until all the evidence is over, you can't be in the courtroom unless you're testifying. You can't talk about your testimony with the other witnesses or let them talk about theirs with you. Thank you. Ms. Oakley.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning.
Good morning.
Could you please state your name and spell your first and last names for the court?
Okay, my name is Claudia Rodriguez, Claudia-Rodriguez.
Thank you. Where do you live, Ms. Rodriguez?
I live in Clarksville, Tennessee,
How long have you lived there?
for about 23 years.
With whom do you live there?
I live there with my husband and my 2 children.
Ms. Rodriguez, are you employed?
Yes, I am.
How are you employed?
I'm sorry. I'm employed at Austin Peay State University in Clarksville.
What do you do there?
I oversee an early childhood grant that provides professional development training to licensed child care providers in 11 counties in the state of Tennessee.
Thank you. Now, Ms. Rodriguez, do you know Diana Chism and her children?
Yes, I do.
How did you first meet Diana Chism?
I met Diana and her children when Philip was about 3 years old. She, at the time, I was a program director at a nonprofit Christian child care program, and she was seeking a good child care for her children at the time.
So, did you get to know Diana and all of her children?
At the time, both of them, because both of them started at our child care program. Yes, ma'am.
So, Diana had 2 children at the time?
Yes, Philip and his other sister, who was at the time 1 year old.
Did you become friendly with Diana?
I did. At first, it was more professional level, but over the time, we have become very close friends.
How would you describe your observations of the children, the 2 children in those early days?
They're just simply well taken care for and just simply loved, absolutely loved.
And if you know, can you describe what you knew of the nature of Diana Chism's marriage at that time?
At the time, it became very quickly evident that there was marital issues. Her husband, at the time, on numerous occasions, was unfortunately unfaithful, and so she struggled with the marriage.
Was there a time in those early days, as a result of those troubles, that Diana and the children came to stay with you?
She did. She struggled with her marriage, and at one point, he was unfaithful, and she was devastated and wanted to leave the marriage. And at that time, with the 2 young children, she didn't know where to go, and I offered to stay with us for a few weeks until she has an apartment worked out.
How would you describe what you observed of the children during that period of time?
During that period of time, even though it was a struggle in the marital issues, they were happy. They have their child care program to go to throughout the day, and they were simply happy and well taken care of.
At some point after that stay in your home, did Diana Chism move to Florida?
Yes, she did.
Did you remain in contact with her?
I did, more so on social media, through Facebook.
Roughly how long were they away in Florida?
Approximately about a year, maybe a little bit more.
Okay, and did they return to Tennessee at some point?
They did.
Do you know when that was?
I believe it was in 2010, May, June of 2010.
Now, when they returned to Tennessee from Florida, did Diana and the children stay with you again?
Yes, they did.
How long a period of time did they stay with you during that period?
About 6 months.
And why was that?
She was again devastated and wanted to leave the marriage. At this time she had 3 children, and he was unfaithful again, and so I offered, through conversations, I offered for her to come stay with us until she could get her feet back on the ground and find a job, and everything would work out. So they did stay for 6 months.
Where in your home did Diana and her children stay during those 6 or so months?
They stayed in a bonus room. We had a separate bonus room that we had as a playroom, and we converted it quickly into a living space for them.
So it was Diana and 3 children at that time?
Correct.
Roughly how old was Philip at that point?
He was about 10.
How
10,
would
maybe
you-
11.
Oh, 10 or 11? Sorry. How would you describe what you observed of Philip during that time when he lived in your home, when he was 10 or 11?
Because I hadn't seen him for a few years, so he changed from just this young little kid to now a pre-teenager, which, just developmentally, he was maybe a little bit more moody, reserved at times, but other than that, a typical developing pre-teenager. Very respectful to me, as well as my husband when he was not deployed.
Was there any problem with Philip following the rules of your home?
None whatsoever. He was extremely well behaved. He assisted, I had this little chores, dividing up the chores. Everybody was responsible of doing things. So he was glad to take on, usually it's the trash is what he took on as his responsibility, take out the trash and cleaning up after we would eat together, things like that.
Did Philip spend time outside of your home during that time period with another family?
Absolutely. He loved being with the Carter family. The son, Tanner, was his best friend, and so they have reconnected and they have found each other again, and that definitely was one. He'd much rather be with the Carter family than actually at my house, being cramped in this small bonus room.
How much time would you say in a normal week Philip would spend with Tanner Carter and his family during that time period?
Well, during the summertime when the school was out, he was easily there about 3 to 4 days a week, usually consecutive days, because the Carter family would take weekend trips to Paducah, and so he was always welcome to join them. So during the summertime, I would say sometimes 3 to 4 days. Once school started up again, I would say probably the weekend, Friday through Sunday.
Now again, during this time period when they were living in your home, did you make observations as to challenges Diana was having in providing routine or structure for her children?
Yes, she did. She had struggled, and but it was in general, it was a new situation. It was hard to get a routine in with all the children in one bonus room, everybody sharing one bathroom between 2 families and things like that. So yes, there was definitely at times, I would say, a lack of routine until really the school year started. Then it was getting better.
At some point, did Diana move out with her children?
She did. I believe it was about November, and that was because it took a few months for her to get a position, get a job and be employed with benefits, and so we needed, it was in her best interest and in the children's interest, and she was well aware of that, to stay just a little bit longer to make sure she has the security deposit and rent and connection fees and things like that saved up.
But by about sometime in November, she was able to move out into an
Yes,
apartment?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Were you familiar with their home when they lived in that apartment?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you spend time there?
Not as much. We helped her, of course, to move. We organized for all of our friends to donate items that they could use because she didn't have anything at this time. And so we organized to get all the materials together, from the furniture to the kitchen supplies, and helped her move in. And at this point, I felt, because the time frame that they stayed with me for 6 months, that it was time for her to find herself with a routine as a single mom and a responsibility as a sole provider at that time. So I wanted to kind of make sure that this is now the time to really learn this.
Were you familiar with the bedroom arrangement in that apartment?
Yes, I do.
And what was that?
Well, for her, it was very, very important because Philip was a preteen at that time and the only boy, so he was able to stay in his own room. She made sure he had his own room, and Diana actually shared a room with the two girls.
Now, would you describe that household as chaotic at times?
Possible at times, yes, ma'am.
And is that difficult for you to talk about because of your friendship with Diana?
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, to your knowledge, was there a point after that when Diana and the children had to move to a different apartment?
Correct. It may have been a month or two into it. I really don't know the exact time frame, but within a few months, she had actually informed me that she had to move into another apartment because she wasn't able to pay the rent, and I believe, but I'm not 100% sure, I believe she was evicted at that time. So she found a new apartment, and but she made sure it was within the same community because they have already at that time made friends, and so she found something right a few houses down the road that was just owned from a different company.
And would you describe her as struggling at that point in time, struggling financially and otherwise?
Once she moved out of our home, she struggled quite a deal. As a single mom, 3 children, the needs always of the children came first and then everything else. But she did struggle. She did not receive any child support from her husband, nor financial support, nor emotional support. So she was the mom, the dad, the person that just made it happen.
Was there a time, another time, a third time, when Diana and the children came to live with you?
Yes, the final time was the decision was made that she wanted to come back to Massachusetts to be with her family, and during this time when she moved, we had this agreement she was going to stay with us for just a few days, just to have our last time together.
And how long did she stay with you? Do you need a moment? How long did she stay with you at that time?
About 3 weeks.
Was that, I'm sorry, Ms. Rodriguez, was that in 2013?
Yes, it was. The intent was to stay a few days, and we had a fantastic time, but the intent was originally just a few days, just to be together. And but some issues came about with the van. The van had broken down. There was a delay in getting the parts, and so again, life struggle because of finances, and it just dragged out for around 3 weeks.
What did you observe about Philip during those weeks when he lived in your home?
Again, those 3 weeks, because now it's, again, summertime. Most of the time, he really wanted to, again, stay with the Carter family. because he knew that was going to be one of the last few times he gets to see his best friend. And he connected not just only with his best friend, of course, over the years, and his mother, Sabrina, but also with her whole family in Paducah. So again, majority of the time, he actually did spend again with them in Paducah.
Was he well behaved in your home?
Absolutely. We've never had any problems with him misbehaving. He needed the guidance in regard what's expected, and but he was as respectful to myself as he was to my husband.
What kinds of things did you do with Philip yourself when he lived in your home those last weeks?
Being a teenager, I knew on a personal story, I had to move so many times, and I knew it was always a struggle. So I took the moment with him at nighttime and just tried to talk to him about really that it's okay to feel upset or to feel sad about leaving, but all the positive that may come as you transition into a new environment. And I shared with him that when I grew up, I used to do puzzles. Every time we'd move, that was the one thing I really was into. And we broke out puzzles, and we, between Philip and I, mainly till sometimes midnight, we would do 1,000-piece puzzle pieces, and we played rummy on the board and things like that. Normal, really children's things.
Speaking of nighttime, was there an issue during those weeks with Philip's schedule or sleeping habits?
Absolutely. When he was at the house, of course I can't speak from the Carter during the other times, but when he was at the house, he was not in a routine of a good sleeping teenager. He would definitely be up sometimes 3, 4, even 5 o'clock in the morning, and that was actually unaware to me, but rather my husband, who would wake up and he would still hear him playing on the Xbox or things like that.
Okay. I have no further questions. Thank you, Ms. Rodriguez.
Thank you.
Good morning, Mrs. Rodriguez. Mrs. Rodriguez, you indicated that both now and when you first met Diana Chism and her children, you were working in early childhood, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And I would assume you have some training in childhood development, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And I think you've referenced a couple of times, even in describing your observations of Philip, that while sometimes his behavior was different than others, it always seemed to you to be developmentally appropriate.
Correct.
And even when they returned from Florida and lived with you for, I think you said about 6 months, is that correct?
From Florida? Yes, ma'am. 6 months.
And that's roughly 2010? Mm-hmm. Okay. And you indicated, or you have indicated that during that time you observed that Philip had changed a little from the little boy who had left to go to Florida, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
But he just sort of seemed like a typical teenager.
Right.
Quieter.
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely quieter.
A little moody.
Yeah, I would say that at times.
And you observed that even his younger sister seemed a little snotty when they first came back to Florida. Those kids weren't in an ideal situation when they lived with you for those 6 months. Is that correct?
His younger sister, I've never observed being in a, kind of, I can't say that they were rude or anything like that, the younger sister.
Did you notice any changes in them when they came back from Florida?
Yes, they were more quiet and older, more mature, I guess. And I had never met the younger child. So.
Okay. Now, when they lived with you for those 6 months, you've indicated that Philip would often go and stay with the Carter family, with his friend Tanner.
Correct.
Is that correct?
Yes.
And in fact, you've observed it was almost as if he was craving normal to go stay with the Carters.
I would agree, absolutely.
Less chaos, more routine at the Carter house.
Yeah. Well, more space, too.
Right.
More freedom.
And because you had them all in generously, but had them in one room. There just wasn't a lot of room. Is that correct? But you've observed that Diana Chism did the best she could for her children.
Absolutely.
And in particular, she made special efforts for Philip, is that fair to say?
I would say so, yes.
So he got his own room in that first apartment when they moved out from you.
Yes.
And you've observed that as tight as money was, if Philip wanted something, she would sacrifice to make sure Philip got what he wanted.
For most part, yes.
So even when basic needs maybe were a struggle, if Philip wanted an item, she would do the best she could to take care of it for
Well,
him.
I would say the basic needs were always met first.
Okay.
Then came the extra fluff, and then it was, if the extra fluff had to be divided up, she wanted to make sure that Philip, being a teenager, that he wouldn't be singled out.
So if kids once basic needs were taken care of, if teenage boys had something that all teenage boys had, she wanted Philip to have that too.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, did you have any relationship or know at all Stacy Chism, Philip's father?
I've met him a few times during the time that they were at our childcare program. He came in a few times, but majority, all the family involvement and things like that was all taken care of by Miss Diana.
And you were aware of, throughout your friendship with Diana, a chronic issue with Stacy Chism of infidelity.
Absolutely.
And fair to say you didn't think he treated Diana very well.
No.
Were you ever aware of any physical abuse of Diana?
No.
Were you ever aware of any physical abuse of any of the 3 children?
No.
Were you ever aware of any sexual abuse of Diana?
No.
Were you ever aware of any sexual abuse of any of the 3 children?
No, not at all.
And you have said that during each of the times that Philip lived with your family, he was nothing but respectful to you and your husband.
Absolutely.
Were there times you observed him being less than respectful to his mother?
More moody, yes.
And in fact, in that last stay, just before they moved to Massachusetts, you observed him get pretty angry with his mom, is that correct?
At one point he did.
Was he unhappy about the move?
Well, when we spoke, I tried to get it out of him, but he didn't respond. I was very upfront. I said, tell me how you feel about moving. And, but there was he wouldn't respond, but he was very receptive. That was when I took the opportunity just to talk, because I knew he was listening. He may have not just responded, but he was listening, and that to me was very important.
So when you interacted with him in that exchange, when you reached out to him, you felt like you were making a connection with him, is that correct?
Absolutely.
And in fact, the move to Massachusetts was delayed by the car trouble. They were supposed to move in July, and it got closer and closer to when Philip was going to start high school. Is that correct?
Correct. Okay. About 3 weeks.
Okay. And you talked about the board games that you would play with Philip. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and puzzles and Romney on the board.
And did your husband also play games with Philip?
He did.
What did he play with Philip?
He played chess with Philip.
And was that a frequent occurrence?
Well, it was just a few nights because he realized too that it was a sad time to leave. There was something there that you knew. Kids in general are very resilient, and younger ones probably more so, but you knew that at a teenage year that could be some challenging times. And so my husband played chess with him and lost every single time.
Philip was really good at chess.
Apparently, I don't know how to play.
Okay. And then, ma'am, you talked about that Philip, your husband was more sort of the one who brought your attention to it, but there were often nights when Philip would stay up most of the night. Is that correct?
Yes, when he was at the house. Yes, ma'am.
And he'd be playing video games?
Yes.
Did he have access to video games at your house?
The what?
Was he able to play video games at your house?
Yes, like Xbox, and my son has like a Life. I'm not sure what kind of games those are, to be honest.
Was that something that was Philip's, or was that something that he was able to play because he was living at your home and your sons had it?
It was my son's. No, it was the family's.
Oh, sorry.
It was the family's, I guess.
But it was your family's, not the children?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I have nothing further.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Next witness, please, Ms. Hofer.
Sabrina, Carter.
So, okay, raise your right hand, please.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in the cause now in hearing shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
You may be seated.
Take a seat, make yourself comfortable, put the spaces on briefly before we begin.
Make yourself comfortable.
Oh, Your Honor, I apologize. This witness has been exempted from the sequestration order.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. You may proceed, Ms. Oka.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning. Could you please state your name and spell your first and last name for the court?
Sabrina Carter, Sabrina, last name Carter.
Thank you. Where do you live, Ms. Carter?
Clarksville, Tennessee.
Could you move up a little closer to the microphone, please? Thank you.
With whom do you live there?
My husband, our son, and our daughter.
Are you employed?
Yes, ma'am.
Where are you employed?
I am a preschool director at a preschool in Clarksville.
Do you know Diana Chism and her children?
Yes, ma'am.
How did you first meet?
At a child care center that I worked at, I had
If you could just a little louder, please.
I had her daughter in our 1-year-old classroom, and our sons were together in the 2-year-old room.
What is your son's name?
Tanner.
How old is Tanner now?
He is 16.
Did Tanner and Philip become friends?
Yes, ma'am.
And they were how old at the time?
They were 2, and they were turning 3 that following January.
How long were Tanner and Philip friends?
They've been friends ever since.
What kinds of things did Tanner and Philip do together when they were small?
They were at the same preschool together. They played t-ball together. They played soccer together. The older they got, when they moved back to town, they played actually against each other in soccer. The older they got, it was more basketball, skateboarding.
So, going back to that, was there a point when Diana left Clarksville with the children?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you know where she went?
To Florida.
About how long did she live in Florida with the children, to your knowledge?
About a year.
And did she come back to Clarksville then?
Yes.
Did you and your family renew your acquaintance with Diana and her family at that time?
Yes.
Were Tanner and Philip friends then when they came back from Florida?
Yes.
About how old were Tanner and Philip at that time?
It was middle school, so 10, 11 maybe.
How would you describe the nature of their friendship, that is Tanner and Philip?
From day one when they were toddlers, they clicked immediately and were super close. And when they come back, Tanner's just always referred to Philip as his brother.
When they came back to Clarksville from Florida, you said that was middle school years or early middle school, is that
Yes.
right? Did Philip spend time in your home?
Yes. When they first moved back and they were where they were living at the time, the boys actually went to school together for the first semester, and Philip was actually coming off the bus and staying at the house for a little while in the afternoons, and after that they still stayed very close.
What did you observe in that early middle school time as to Philip's behavior, or what kind of young person he was?
It was basic, early preteen boys. They did the basic stuff. They were at each other's houses. They were out in the neighborhood playing basketball, skateboarding. Nothing out of the ordinary that, the rest of the boys weren't, doing.
Were there occasions when Philip ate or spent the night at your home?
Yes, ma'am.
How often would you say that occurred?
He stayed a lot of weekends with us. During the summer, during school breaks and things, he would stay longer, days at a time.
Was he well behaved when he was in your home?
Yes, ma'am.
Did he sometimes spend holidays or special occasions with your family?
Yes, basically every holiday we go to Paducah because it's not that far. Our entire family is there. He's went with us on a couple occasions on Easter, 4th of July, New Year's Eve, different things like that.
Did he ever spend a family vacation with your family?
He has never been on a family vacation with us. The four of us have went somewhere together with Diana and I and the boys.
Okay. Were there occasions when you traveled with Philip to Kentucky to pick Tanner up in Kentucky?
Yes, on a couple of occasions he went with me to get the kids.
How was Philip's behavior on those occasions?
I remember one time it was more of the earbuds, it was just kind of like the ride there, like it would have been if Tanner was in the car with me. And then there was another occasion where it was before they were moving, and we talked basically the whole way there, just about, in general, just small talk.
Did Philip ever go to church with you?
Yes.
And during the summertime, what kind of time did Philip spend in your home during those years?
He would spend several days at a time. We both worked. Tanner would be there, so it was kind of like they were, doing their little thing. I mean, he would spend days at a time, and then there would be sometimes where there may be a week that they wouldn't see each other in between. But when he was there, he was normally there for more than one day at a time.
Did you notice any change in Philip's behavior or trouble with Philip's behavior before the move to Massachusetts?
I didn't notice anything.
Okay. May I approach the witness, Your Honor?
Sure.
I'm going to show you a photograph and ask you if you recognize what's depicted in the photograph.
Yes, ma'am.
What does the photograph depict?
It's Philip and his two sisters.
Does that photograph depict how Philip appeared in the year or so before the move to Massachusetts?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd move to admit the photograph, Your Honor.
Okay, I'll see counsel decide that, please.
T. Identification.
I have no further questions. Thank you.
No questions.
Good morning, Mrs. Carter.
Good morning.
Ma'am, you've known Philip Chism since he was about 2 years old, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And as much as your son Tanner considered him a brother, in many ways he was another one of your children, is that fair to say?
I guess it would be. I mean, the bond between them was super close.
And well, let me ask you this. You certainly knew how important he was to your son Tanner, who is of utmost importance to you.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Now, and your son and Philip are the same age, is that correct?
Yes.
So when Philip left for Massachusetts, they were both 14?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And I think you said they were both turning something that January. Is your son Tanner's birthday in January as well?
Yes.
Okay. So the year or so prior to the move to Massachusetts, Philip and Tanner both would have been 13 and a half to about 14 and a half. Is that correct? I'm sorry, you just need to say yes or no. And that photograph you were just shown, is it your testimony that Philip is 13 in that photograph?
I'm not sure exactly how old he is in that photo. I would say it was maybe a year before that or so.
So when he's about 12?
Could be, yeah.
Something like that, okay. Now, during the sort of first round of Tanner and Philip's friendship before they moved to Florida, okay, how often would Philip be at your house?
When they were younger, not very often, unless Diane and I were together or, we were doing something with the boys. We didn't live that close, and then when they actually started school and they weren't at the same center together anymore, that died down other than soccer games and rec stuff and stuff that we would actually plan and do with them.
Okay. And would you say that Philip was about 8 or 9 when they moved to Florida?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. And then comes back and is around 10. Is that
Yes.
correct? You need to say yes or no.
Yes.
Right? And I think you are saying yes, you're just saying it quietly. So, okay. So when they moved back, the friendship reconnects. Because at least initially, they were going to the same school.
Yes.
Okay. When Philip came back from Florida, you had no problems with him when he was staying at your home. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Very quiet, but very polite.
Yes.
Did you observe him to treat his mother the same way?
There were occasions where I did see otherwise.
And in fact, there were times when Philip would be at your house behaving very well, and then his mother would come to get him, and you'd see a 180 in terms of how he was behaving towards his mother.
Yeah.
When he was behaving that way towards his mother, did his behavior towards you change, or just his mother?
No, it was basically just towards his mom.
Okay. He would continue to be polite to you?
Yes.
And respectful to you?
Yes.
Now, and in fact, at one point you described it as, for a while, it was really hateful to watch how Philip treated his mother.
There was a time where my husband addressed it with him that if he was going to stay around and come around, that he had to be respectful to her.
And did you see an improvement after that?
Yes.
Now, I think you've described your son Tanner, and this may not be quite as true at 16, but as being very huggy, very affectionate with you. Is that correct?
He's always been a little bit more.
And did you observe Philip to be the same way with Diana or different?
No, I didn't really ever observe that.
You didn't ever observe him to be affectionate with his mother?
Correct.
And you said that would Tanner go stay with family in Paducah, and then Philip would accompany you to go get him on a couple of occasions? Is that?
Yes.
Okay. And you said on one of those trips, I think you said it was pretty much like Tanner had come with you, he just had his earbuds in the whole way.
Yes, because it was him and his sister both, and they both basically had it. I mean, there was a little bit of talk, but it was just a typical...
Kids listening to their stuff while you drove?
Yes.
Okay. And that would be about the same as when your son Tanner would drive with you?
Yes.
Okay. But then on the second occasion, shortly before they moved to Massachusetts, you said you had a ride with him and you were able to talk to him?
Yes, ma'am.
And you didn't have any concerns during that ride about talking to him? He was appropriate in his answers, would you say?
Yeah.
Okay. And in fact, did you ever see that sort of disrespectful behavior or cussing or other kinds of inappropriate behavior towards anyone but his mother by Philip?
Not that I ever witnessed.
Certainly you didn't see it towards you or your husband?
No.
Did Philip stay at your house in the weeks leading up to the move to Massachusetts?
There was some time back and forth, like always.
Did you know whether it was difficult for him that they were going to move to Massachusetts?
I never really observed him not wanting to go. Actually, the time in the car ride, I asked him, how do you feel about it? And he said that he knew that there'd be a lot of family here, and a lot of support for him, and that he was okay with it.
How was it for your son Tanner?
He was always very, and still is very quiet about it. But it was obviously, these kids had been together forever.
He thought of him like a brother.
Yeah.
And I think you were asked on direct that sometimes Philip would come to church with your family, is that correct?
Yes.
Did Diana attend the same church?
Yes.
And would Diana attend church at the same time that you and Philip would attend church?
Sometimes,
Okay. Would she have her daughters with her?
yes.
Did Philip ever, when he came with your family, did he ever interact with his mother while at church?
Maybe afterwards, but we would all just kind of sit separate.
Separately? Okay. I have nothing further for this witness, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Next witness, please.
Well, maybe seeing about the...
Sure. The next witness testifying is a minor, so there may not be any photography or video of the next witness. And members of the jury, if anybody needs a recess before 11 o'clock, since we got a late start, please raise your hand. Please don't sit there uncomfortably if you need a recess before 11. Nobody raises his or her hand that you need a recess. We'll recess to the morning recess at 11 o'clock.
Right up, please. Just stop right here, raise your right hand.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in the cause now in hearing shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
You may be seated.
Make yourself comfortable here. Okay, put your faces on for one moment. You may be seated.
Good morning. There's been a motion to sequester witnesses in the case. All that means is until all the evidence is over, you will be in the courtroom when you're testifying. You can talk about your testimony with the other witnesses or let them talk about theirs with you. Thank you. Ms. Oka, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning.
Good morning.
Could you state your name nice and loud and spell your first and last name, please?
Tanner Carter, Tannercarter.
Thank you. How old are you?
16,
Where do you live?
Clarksville, Tennessee.
Who do you live with there?
My mom, my dad, and my sister.
And where do you go to school?
Northeast High School.
What grade are you in?
I'm a junior.
Do you know Philip Chism?
Yes.
How do you know Philip?
We met in preschool.
A little louder, please.
We met in preschool.
Were you friends with Philip?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
How long were you friends with Philip?
Most of my life, since I was 3 or 4.
What kinds of things did you do with Philip during the time of your friendship?
We played soccer together. We played video games, skateboard.
Did you also play basketball?
Yes, in the neighborhood with friends.
Would you typically spend most of your time playing sports outside when you were with Philip?
Yes.
What other things did Philip like to do during the course of time of your friendship, other than sports and video games?
He liked to draw, and he used to like watch anime.
Was that on videos or movies?
Yeah, it was videos. It was like a TV shows and books.
Okay. Did he read a lot of books?
Yeah, he read anime books.
How much time would you say you typically would spend with Philip?
You're talking about like each day?
Well, let's say in the course of a normal week during those years of your friendship with Philip, how much time would you spend with him? Was it different in the school year and the summertime?
Yeah, in the summertime it was like every day, and then during school it was mostly on the weekends.
Did he spend a lot of time in your family's home?
Yes.
Would he sleep over at your house?
Yeah, often.
I'm sorry, did you say often?
Yes.
So that wasn't just a once in a great while thing?
That was a lot.
And how did you consider Philip? What would you call him? If you were to say, Philip is my...
Pretty much like my brother.
Okay. And can you tell us, based on all that time you spent with Philip, what you know or observed about how Philip acted?
He acted just like everyone else. He was just normal.
Okay. Was there a time in 2013, before Philip moved back to Massachusetts, that you took a trip together to Nashville?
Yeah.
Can you tell us what that trip was for?
We went to the skate park to see a whole bunch of pro skaters that were going to the park.
And was that a good trip?
Yes.
Thank you. I have no other questions.
I have nothing, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, sir. Next witness, please, Ms. Oaken.
Matthew Lebel.
And is this a minor?
He is not.
Okay, thank you. No.
Right up.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in the cause now hearing shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth so help you God?
Yes.
You may be seated.
Come up with me.
Sir, there's been a motion to sequester witnesses. All that means is until the evidence is over, you can only be in the courtroom when you're testifying. You can't talk about your testimony with the other witnesses, or let them talk about theirs with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning. Could you please state your name and spell your first and last name for the court?
My name is Matthew Lebel, Matthew-Lebel.
How old are you, Mr. Lebel?
18 years old.
Where do you live?
I live in Danvers, Massachusetts.
Do you attend school?
Yes.
Where do you attend school?
University of Rhode Island.
Did you attend Danvers High School?
Yes.
Did you graduate from Danvers High School?
Yes.
Did you attend Danvers High School in 2013?
Yes, I did.
What grade were you in the fall of 2013?
11th grade?
Did you play soccer for the high school soccer team?
Yes.
Was that the JV or varsity team?
The JV team.
That fall, did you come to know Philip Chism?
Yes.
How did you know him?
I knew him specifically through the soccer team. We didn't talk too much outside of the soccer team.
Okay, but you played soccer with him?
Yes.
What did you observe during the time you knew him on the soccer team as to his behavior?
When I talked to him, it was mainly just about soccer and all of that, and he seemed very excited. He talked a lot about wanting to pursue his dream about being on the varsity team and furthering that potentially through college, and he seemed very happy about playing the sport.
Was he friendly with you when you first got to know him on the soccer team?
He was pretty friendly, yeah.
Was he pleasant with you in those early conversations?
Yes.
Now, leading up to the date of the death of Ms. Ritzer, did Philip's behavior seem to change to you when you were around him?
He started to quiet down a bit, not talk to people as much. Every time I tried to make a conversation with him, it would either be very short or he would just ignore what I would say.
Were there times he didn't answer you or respond to you when you spoke to him?
Yes.
And those times were close in time to the date of her death?
Yes, they were within a week of the death.
Did you notice him staring off into space during those days in that week before?
Yes, he would just, when he would ignore people, he would always be looking in one direction, just not paying attention to anything else around him.
Did he seem preoccupied to you?
Yes.
Was that different from what you had known him to be like prior to that week?
Yeah, I thought it was strange. I knew him as a very excited person, very outgoing, talking to us a lot, getting to know us, and then all of a sudden he just got quiet and it changed completely.
Okay, I have no further questions. Thank you, Mr. Lebel.
Good morning, Mr. Lebel.
Good morning.
Mr. Lebel, when did the soccer season start in 2013?
It started the beginning of September.
If I told you September 7th, does that sound about
Yes.
right? And did you meet Philip right when soccer started or about a week after that?
I met him around a week after that. That's when I started to get to know him more.
Okay. So you knew Philip from roughly September 14th through October 22nd, is that
Yes.
correct? Okay. And at the beginning of the year, you said he was very friendly and outgoing, and then you noticed this change, you say, a week before this happened. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, Mr. Lebel, you would agree with me that the death of Miss Ritzer was a very difficult event at Danvers High School.
Yes, it was.
You didn't have school that day, October 23rd. Is that correct?
Correct.
And it was about a week later, on the 31st, that you were interviewed by the police and described this change in Philip's behavior. Is that correct?
Correct.
And would you agree with me that over the course of that week, there was a lot of conversation at school about what had happened and how this could have happened?
Yeah, there were a lot of conversations about just why people thought this could have happened, and a bunch of people asking just specifically what happened.
And that was particularly true on the soccer team because that was a big part of Mr. Chism's life.
Yes.
And in fact, the night that this happened, the soccer team had all gotten together to go looking for Philip when he was just missing. Is that correct?
I believe so, yeah.
Certainly there was texting back and forth among the team members.
Yes.
I have nothing further.
All right. Thank you, sir. Next witness, please, Ms. Oker.
This witness is mine.
All right, thank you, Ms. Oker. There'll be no still or video as it relates to this witness.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in the cause now in hearing shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yes. You may be seated.
Make yourself comfortable. His face is on it for one moment before we...
Good morning.
Good morning.
I've issued an order in the case that only allows witnesses to be in the courtroom when they're testifying, and witnesses can't talk about their testimony with any other witness or let any other witness talk about their testimony with you until the close of evidence in the case. Thank you. Ms. Oker, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning.
Good morning.
Ms. Behan, could you state your name and spell your first and last name for the court, please?
My name's Kara Behan. My first name's spelled K-A-R-A and last name B-E-H-E-N.
Thank you. Ms. Behan, where do you live?
In Danvers.
Who do you live with?
My mom.
Where do you go to school?
Danvers High School.
And what grade are you in?
11th.
Did you attend Danvers High School in the fall of 2013?
Yes.
What grade were you in at that time?
I was in 9th grade.
Back in the fall of 2013, did you come to know Philip Chism?
Yes.
How did you know him?
He was in my math class.
I'm sorry, if you could...
He was in my math class.
He was in your math class?
Ms. Behan, can you also move over, if you could, please, closer to those microphones?
Yeah.
And not, that's good. You don't want to get too close, it'd be hard to hear you.
Was he a new student in the high school?
Yeah.
And did you approach him in the effort to make him feel comfortable?
Yeah, me and a couple of other students did, just like welcoming him.
Did you yourself know how it felt to be a new student in a school?
Yeah, previously 2 years ago I was new and I started in 7th grade, so I knew how it felt to come to a new town and like not really know anyone.
When in those first or early conversations you had with Philip Chism that fall, how would you describe how he was with you?
He was nice. And,
was he friendly?
Yeah, he was a friendly person.
How much would you say you spoke with him?
Not very much. Just like a little bit, like at the beginning of the year, just like group work or just like saying hi in class or anything.
So you mentioned group work. Can you tell us about that? Did you work with him in groups?
Like once.
And how would you describe his behavior or how he acted in that?
Just like any other kid that was working, I would say.
Okay. Now, in the days close to the time of Ms. Ritzer's death, did you notice a change in Philip Chism's behavior?
Yeah, he didn't really talk to us or anyone, and he would just like draw and listen to music mainly, kind of just kept to himself.
How was he listening to music? How did you know he was listening to music?
Just saw an earbud in.
Was that pretty much at the time that you saw him?
Yeah.
Did he continue to agree to work in groups as the days grew closer to the date of Ms. Ritzer's death?
Well, we hadn't really worked in groups that many times for it to like stand out that he didn't want to, but like, no, not really.
He chose not to?
Yeah.
Is that right? Can you answer out loud?
Yes. Sorry.
That's okay. Now, and you said he drew quite a bit?
Yes.
Did you see him drawing?
Yeah, but I didn't know what he was drawing.
Okay. Was he drawing in class?
Yes.
In the early conversations you had with him, or when you were in class with him, working with him, did he make eye contact with you?
Yeah, a little.
And did he continue to make eye contact with you when you interacted with him in those days close in time to Ms. Ritzer's death?
Not really.
Did you sit close to him you were in math class with him, is that right?
Yes, at the beginning of the year, we sat like alphabetically, so he was behind me. But then towards, like near the death, he sat 2 seats away.
And were you in math class with him on that Tuesday, October 22nd, 2013?
Yes.
Did he talk in class at all that day?
I don't remember.
Okay. Did you, in your observation of him, did you feel there seemed like there was something wrong?
I didn't really notice. I wasn't really paying attention to, I don't know, it was like last block of the day.
Okay. All right, I have no further questions. Thank you, Ms. Behan.
Good morning, Ms. Behan.
Good morning.
Ms. Behan, I just want to clarify, the only class you had with Philip Chism was that math class, Ms. Ritzer's class?
Yes.
Okay. And that class met every day except every 6th day that period would drop out, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So you knew Philip Chism from whatever day school started in September through that Tuesday, October 22nd, and you would see him in math class?
Yes.
Okay. Did you ever spend time with him outside of math class?
No.
Did you ever text with him or interact with him on social media?
No.
Did you ever attend his soccer games?
No.
So the entirety of your well, let me ask you this, would you see him in the hall?
No.
Okay. So the entirety of your interactions with Philip Chism were in Miss Ritzer's math class, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And when you say he had his earbuds in, was that on one occasion, more than one occasion?
More than one occasion. It's, I don't know, a lot of people wear headphones, so it wasn't anything that wasn't normal.
Do kids wear headphones in class or earbuds?
If we're doing like independent work or anything like that, we're allowed to have one in and one out, so.
So seeing Philip Chism with one earbud in class didn't strike you as unusual at the time?
No.
I have nothing further.
Nothing further.
All right, thank you.
Ryan McGuiness. And this next witness is also a minor.
All right, there'll be no, still a video of the next witness.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in the cause now in hearing shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
You may be seated.
Just please hold on for one moment before we begin, if you would.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I've issued an order in the case that allows witnesses to only be in the courtroom when they're testifying until the evidence is over, and witnesses can't talk about their testimony with other witnesses, allow other witnesses to discuss their testimony with them. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning.
Good morning.
Could you please state your name and spell your first and last name for the court?
Ryan McGuiness, RyanMcGinnis.
Thank you. Mr. McGuiness, where do you live?
Danvers, Mass.
Where do you go to school?
Danvers High School.
How old are you?
17.
And what grade are you in?
12th, senior.
Did you attend Danvers High School in the fall of 2013?
Yes, I did.
What grade were you in then?
I was a sophomore, so 10th grade.
At that time, did you come to know Philip Chism?
Yes, I did, for a brief time.
How did you get to know him?
Through the soccer double sessions, soccer tryouts.
Can you describe that to us, what that means?
It's 2 days of tryouts for soccer, and it's at one practice at 10 in the morning, one's at 12, and it's for 2 days. So that's how I came to know him.
Did you thereafter play on the soccer team with him?
Pardon me?
Did you two play on the soccer team
Yes, we did.
together? Would you say you knew him well?
Not really, not too well.
Okay. Can you tell us what you observed during that time that you knew him on the soccer team, how he behaved, or what kind
Just
of kid he was?
a regular, normal new kid. Took him a few days to fit in, but I could tell that as time went along, he loosened up and became more comfortable with the rest of the team. And that's just what I noticed from him.
Did you notice any problems with his behavior?
Oh, not at all. Not at all.
How would he act in playing soccer in those early days that fall?
He would just act like a regular kid. You could just tell that he was a very good soccer player.
Would you describe him as enthused?
Yes, I would.
Would you describe, how did he act when, for example, in those early days, when he would score a goal or make a good play in soccer?
We'd all just congratulate him. He'd be smiling, running back, and just joke around, I guess, the rest of the guys.
Did that kind of behavior change just in the days close in time to Ms. Ritzer's death?
Very subtly, but from what I noticed, I didn't really see him celebrating too much after his goals. I kept it to myself personally, but that's just what I noticed.
Did the way he reacted in his facial expression change when he would play well at soccer just before the date of her death?
I noticed that he wasn't, like, after he scored a goal, he wasn't smiling as much like he was when at the beginning of the season.
Approximately when did you play your last game when Philip Chism also played the game?
I'd say probably a week prior to maybe like 2 or 3 days before the incident.
Uh-huh. And how did he act on that day?
I just noticed that he scored a goal and our coach said something. He said something like, "Phil, you should be thankful that someone else set up the goal for him," and he just turned away and didn't really say anything, didn't smile or anything. That's what I noticed.
Did that seem different to you?
Yeah, just a little bit, but I didn't think anything of it at the time.
Did you see him on October 22nd, 2013?
I did not.
Were you not in school that day?
I was in school that day, but I did not see him in the hallway or anything.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. McGuiness. No further questions. You have to wait for the Assistant District Attorney.
You actually don't have nothing for you.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yes, the next witness, Alexandra Starling. And she's a minor. Next witness is a minor witness.
Okay, thank you. There'll be no video or photographing in the next witness.
Come right up, miss.
Right up.
Raise your right hand, take
Raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in the cause now in hearing shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yes. You may be seated.
Put your faces on it for one moment before we begin.
Good morning. I've issued an order in the case for witnesses that they can only be in the courtroom when they're testifying. Witnesses can't talk about their testimony with other witnesses or let any other witnesses talk about your testimony with them until the evidence is over in the case. Okay, thank you. So, conclude.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, Ms. Starling. My name is Susan Oker. Could you state your name, spelling your first and last name for the court?
Alexandra Starling. A-L-E-X-A-N-D-R-A. S-T-A-R-L-I-N-G.
Thank you. Where do you live?
I live in Danvers, Massachusetts.
How old are you?
17 years old.
Where do you go to school?
I do.
Where do you go to school?
Danvers High School.
What grade are you in?
I'm in 11th grade.
Did you attend Danvers High School in October of 2013?
I did.
What grade were you in at that time?
I was a freshman for, 9th grade, sorry.
Now, that fall of 2013, did you come to know Philip Chism?
Yes.
How did you meet him?
Through class.
What classes or class were you in together?
I believe English and history, but he switched out of history.
Were you also in math class together?
Yes.
Did you become friendly with Philip Chism at the beginning of the year, that fall?
I believe so. I didn't really know him that well, but...
Was he friendly in your interactions with him?
Yeah.
Did you, on occasion, eat lunch with him?
Yes.
At the very start of the school year, were you in 3 classes with him?
Could you repeat that? I'm sorry.
At the beginning of the school year, were you in 3 classes with him?
I think I can't really remember.
Okay. When you first got to know him, can you tell us how he acted around you?
From class perspective, he was very outgoing. He was in with school. He liked school. He was in honors classes, and then he just became quiet.
Okay. So, you said then he became quiet. Did something about his behavior change as the weeks went by?
In math class, he would wear earbuds, and
I'm sorry, in math class?
he would wear earbuds and not participate as much.
When did that happen?
Over the course of weeks between October, so towards the end of October, I would believe, but I don't really remember.
Okay. How else did he seem to you? Was there anything else you noticed about the way he acted as it got later in October?
No, just very quiet.
Okay. Were you in class with Philip? Strike that. If I could go back to just generally in late October, did it seem to you like something was wrong?
Objection.
Sustained. That would be beyond lay opinion on the Math Evidence Guide 701.
Well, do you know what the word demeanor means?
Define that, please. No. Do you mean attitude?
Did his attitude change in those later weeks in October?
Yeah, he was very, very quiet, and he was withdrawn. He did not, he would doodle in his notebook. He would not pay attention that much, and he just wasn't with it like he was at the beginning of the year.
Okay. Drawing your attention to October 22nd, 2013, were you in class with math class with Philip that day?
Yes.
What did you observe him doing during that class?
Like I said before, he was just doodling, very quiet, earbuds.
Did Ms. Ritzer speak to him about not doing his work?
Yes. She wanted him to stay after.
Was that because he was drawing instead of doing his work?
I don't really know the reason why. I think maybe because he was struggling a little bit and she wanted to help him.
And did you hear her ask him to stay after school?
Yes.
Okay, I have no further questions. Thank you, Ms. Starling.
You're welcome.
Yes. Ms. Matuda.
Good morning, Ms. Starling.
Good morning.
You said you didn't know why Ms. Ritzer asked Philip to stay after, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And you just assumed it was because he wasn't doing that well in math, is that correct?
From what I remember, yes.
Okay. You were doing very well in math, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So when class was over, you went home and left?
Yep.
Okay. Ms. Starling, where was your seat with respect to Philip in Ms. Ritzer's classroom, if you remember?
The smartboard was to my front, so I was way in the corner of the classroom, and he was in the opposite corner.
He was closest to Ms. Ritzer's desk?
I believe so.
Okay. So you were on the other side of the classroom from him when you overheard this conversation, is that correct?
Well, I think she asked kind of a little loud, but I'm not entirely sure. Like, I can't really remember, so I couldn't give you an answer.
You think she asked loud, but did she ask angry?
No.
Did she ask in any way that was embarrassing?
No.
Did you think anything of it at the time when she asked?
No, she was just nice. She wanted to help. She was always helpful.
And do you remember when she asked Mr. Chism, well, she complimented his drawings, but asked if he could do some math, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And he responded that he already knew how to do it, right?
I believe so.
Okay. And she encouraged him. She said that she knew he could do this, and she complimented him that he was a smart kid, correct?
I don't remember.
And when you said that he would wear his earbuds in class, was that when the teacher was that just in math class, or was that in English as well?
Just in math. I don't really, maybe from what I remember, maybe he wasn't in English. I don't really remember. It's been a while.
Who did you have for history?
I had Miss Foss.
Okay. Who did you have for English?
Mr. Jeffries.
Okay. And when you said did you ever see him with his earbuds in Miss Foss's class during the time you shared Miss Foss?
Well, no, because that was at the beginning of the year, and he was very active then. And he switched out to an honors class in history.
He switched up to an honors class in history, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you were in, is it called college prep?
Yes, algebra.
And the math class, Ms. Ritzer's class, that was college prep level?
Yes.
Okay. And as you've indicated, you don't know how he was doing in Ms. Ritzer's class, do you?
No.
In fact, you don't know how he was doing in any of the classes.
Well, no, but if he was switching into an honors class in history, he must have been doing really well. That's what I could assume.
Okay. And could you think that he would have had to get approval to upgrade to honors class, is that correct?
For history or algebra?
For history.
Of course.
When you saw him with his earbuds in Miss Ritzer's class, was that when you were doing group work, or was that when she was lecturing at the beginning, at the front of the classroom?
I think both. Like, it was kind of, you could just notice it. We look around a lot. We're kids.
Okay. And from your seat on the other side of the classroom?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take the morning recess. It might take a couple of minutes longer than usual because I need to talk to counsel. Jurors, don't discuss the case among yourselves with anybody else during the recess. Jurors are excused. Court will remain in session.
Your Honor, may we be heard prior to the jury being excused?
Sure.
Yeah.
The attorneys a few moments to review some scheduling issues so that I can give you a sense, not a promise, but a sense of when you'll be a deliberating jury in the case. In the meantime, let me tell you that we moved a little bit more ahead of schedule than what I had previously told you about, and indeed exhausted the witnesses for today. So after I'm through talking to you, now we'll excuse you for the day. I do want to spend a couple minutes talking to you about the view tomorrow. First of all, we'll have testimony tomorrow. I expect until probably about 11:15 or 11:30, and then we'll be going on the view. Before we go on the view, I have a rather lengthy instruction for you about views, explaining what the view is about and how we conduct the view. So I'll explain all the law concerning that to you tomorrow. I have to say that in my 18 years as a judge, you are certainly the most well-dressed jury I have ever had, which I have to say is a reflection of you taking to heart my comment that you want to comport yourself in the way that you would expect people in the important position you're now in to do so. And I would just say that as wonderfully as you have been doing at that, don't do it tomorrow. Think of it sort of as a casual day at work. I think the weather is not supposed to be great tomorrow. School is being let out early tomorrow so that we can take the view. It's not like we can go a different day. So I wouldn't wear nice shoes tomorrow, and you might want to dress in a way. I know what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through my closet and pick out the worst suit I have and put that on. So you might want to dress in a way that you're comfortable and you're not too worried about the clothes that you're wearing. I'm going to talk to the lawyers. I'm just sort of trying to filibuster here so that they can look at their schedule. So I'll just remind you not to discuss the case among yourselves with anybody else. Don't do any independent research concerning the case. Avoid any information from any source other than one in the courtroom. Well, obviously, I've already told you, if you see something in your peripheral vision in the newspaper, turn away from it. It's going to require extra effort for some reason that mystifies me. The press finds views very interesting. And so there'll be additional coverage to avoid today and tomorrow. So make sure that you work as hard as you have every day so that when you go in that jury room and you deliberate, you're able to do so knowing that you followed the instructions of the court and decide this case based on the best that you can be with integrity and based on the facts as you find them from the evidence and the law as I instruct you. All right, I'll see counsel at the sidebar, please. Attorney's sort of going over when we expect you'll be a deliberating jury, and the short answer is we don't know, but I'm going to give you the longer answer, which is the estimate. So we're going to estimate that you'll be a deliberating jury on the case on Thursday, December 10th. Keep in mind, and that's not a promise, we may finish earlier than that, we may finish later than that, but that's the estimate for you. Keep in mind what I told you at the beginning of the case, that once you are a deliberating jury, you deliberate until 4 o'clock. If you haven't reached a verdict by 4 o'clock on any given day, you're released until the next day to continue deliberations at 9 o'clock. And one of the things I'll talk about in my final instruction is that anything I have to say to you about the deliberations and pace of deliberations is just to inform you of scheduling, and I never make any comment on the nature or pace of your deliberations. So with the instructions in mind, not to discuss the case among yourselves with anybody else, avoiding information from any source other than in the courtroom, and do not allow anyone to discuss the case with you, the jurors are excused until 9 o'clock tomorrow morning.
All right. Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. All persons having anything further to do before the Honorable David Lowy, Justice of the Superior Court, now sitting in Salem, within and for this county of Essex at present, depart and give your attendance at this place Wednesday morning next at 9 a.m. to which time and place the sitting of this court is now adjourned. Jurors, you lead up. Watch your steps.